Hello and welcome to my first Polish language tutorial. This particular tutorial is an introduction and provides a general overview of Polish. Polish is a beautiful language, mainly due to its complexity, but it is also one of the hardest languages to learn. Reasons for that are many and include well-developed declination and conjugation, palatalization of consonants, pronunciation, spelling rules known as orthography, digraphs and bigger clusters of consonants, and other. Take for example the following word pisać, to write. Here are some of the many forms of this verb. Pisze, pisała, pisalibyście, napiszę, piszcie. The verb changes its form depending on person, voice, mood, tense, and so on. If you are primarily an English speaker, some of these will make sense to you, and some will not. This now will definitely be very abstract to you. Nouns in Polish carry genders. When speaking with a Polish person in English, you may occasionally notice them referring to various objects as he or she, and that may puzzle you. Only people or pets carry genders in English. So how can a table be a he, or a bench a she? Genders in Polish are necessary for grammatical reasons, so that you know, for example, which forms of verbs to use with them. These genders are masculine, feminine, and neuter. There will be very little vocabulary as such in these tutorials, as you can find all the words you need in a dictionary. I will focus, however, on pronunciation often. When speaking a foreign language, only two things are important: to be understood and to understand. The former I may help you with, the latter takes practice and hard work. In many languages, consonants and vowels are pronounced differently depending on different factors. Take a look at English. The vowel A sounds different in the word March than in the word maize. In German, the sound A appears in the word leider, even though the letter A is not present. Polish is not very different in that respect. Apart from the vowel I and the two nasal vowels I will mention later, all the other vowels sound exactly the same wherever they are placed in a word. But consonants and digraphs, or in general phones, do vary. Here you can see a table of phones or sounds which are voiced and voiceless. This is important for the correct pronunciation. Note that this table puts the sounds in pairs, like b, p, g, k. Memorizing these pairs can be useful. Other voiced sounds that do not have their voiceless counterparts are m, n, r, w, I, l. Voiceless sound h, represented by the letter H, does not have its voiced cousin. There are rules governing voicing and devoicing of sounds, but you can learn that in practice. The most important rule is that a voiced sound loses its voice if it ends a word. Example: path, meaning a peacock, is pronounced, quick look at the table above, as path, with a clear f sound at the end. However, one of its declinated forms is spelled p-a-v-i-a, pronounced pavia, with a clear v sound, as in this case the v, or the w, does not end the word pavia. Palatalization, or softening, of consonants is also quite complex in Polish. There are ready-made softened consonants which have distinct symbols of their own, like ci, ni, sh, zi. Others are softened using the vowel I, like in the word nie, siekiera, and ciocia, and others. The letter I is multifunctional. It can be a separate sound, as in the word igła, meaning a needle. It can soften some consonants, as in the word ciasto, which means a cake or dough, or sound like the letter J, as in the word miasto, which means a city or town, or as in the word wioska, which means a village. The letter Y is a vowel in Polish and is pronounced e. You can find it in the word mysz, which means a mouse, or być, which is to be. Other extra vowels are on and n. So there are 9 vowels in Polish. The fundamental building blocks of speech are called syllables. These structures help break down words, and I found they are helpful in learning words and pronunciation. In Polish, a syllable is a structure which must contain at least one vowel. Sometimes it is just one vowel. There is also a set of rules governing the way to dismantle a word into syllables correctly, but we will not go into that. Excuse me. Let's break down an example word gramatyka, meaning grammar. In syllables, the word is gra, ma, ty, ka. Quite simple. One syllable words also exist and include words like wilk, but, płaszcz, chrząszcz. One other thing I would like to put a stress on is the stress. In Polish, the general rule is to stress the penultimate, or the one before last, syllable of a word. Examples: owca, which means a sheep, samochód, which is a car, wolontariusz, which means a volunteer. You may have noticed the way I pronounce the word gramatyka. I stress the syllable ma, which is third from last, and not the second from last. This word is an exception to the rule, like others that end in ika and derive from Greek. There are other exceptions, rest assured, but not too many. Polish language contains many two-letter structures, and these can also be clumped together into a bigger bunch of just consonants, like the word beetle above. Here is the list of these digraphs with pronunciation. CH is pronounced exactly like the letter H and is pronounced H. There is a historical reason why some words are spelled with just H and others spelled with CH. An example word given, choinka, means a Christmas tree. RZ, which is pronounced just like Z with the dot, is pronounced Ż. Example word, rzecz, means a thing. CZ is pronounced Ch, and you can find it in the words czapka, which means a winter hat, czekać, which means to wait. SZ, as in szal, or kosz, is pronounced sz. DZ, pronounced dz, you can find it in the word wiedza, meaning knowledge. DZ with acute is pronounced dzi, as in word dźwignia, meaning a lever. DZ with the dot, as in jam, meaning a jam. The cluster SZCZ appears quite often in Polish, and in fact in Russian it is represented with just one symbol, sh. Okay, that's all as far as this tutorial is concerned. I hope you enjoyed it and will come back for more, which is to come. And see you next time. Do zobaczenia.